Okay, in this video, I want to go over how to factor quadratic equations with the leading coefficient of +1. Here are the 5 examples that we are going to go over. So we'll go in order from 1 to 5. Okay, so the first one, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. So to factor out any quadratic expression with the leading coefficient of +1, the first thing I'm going to do is to create a pair of empty parentheses. To factor out any quadratic equation with the leading coefficient of the invisible +1, I'm going to look at the first term, the last term, and finally the second term, or more specifically, the second leading coefficient. Now for the first term, x squared, well, we know the multiplicative factors of x squared, it's just +x and +x, so we place it right there. Now for the third term, we want to come up with two numbers that multiply together to give us back -15. But also those two numbers have to add together to give us back the second coefficient +2. Well, let's see. We know -15 can be written as, let's see, +5 multiply -3. But at the same time, if we were to say +5 plus -3, which is the same as saying 5 minus 3, well, hey, guess what? That equals to +2. So my way of thinking is like that. I would like to look at the third term, come up with two numbers that multiply together to give me back the third term, but also add it together to give me back the second coefficient +2. Well, guess what? We got those two numbers, +5 and -3 specifically. Okay, and then we can just place these two numbers in any slot that we would like. So I can place +5 here and -3 right here, or you can just switch them around. That's still okay. So to be sure, to check to see if these two binomial really are the factor form of this expression, just follow everything back in. So if I were to do some quick check, to see if x plus 5 multiplying x minus 3 is going to give me back the expression on the left, I'm just going to FOIL everything again back out. So FOIL x to x, well, we got x times x, that's x squared, x, FOIL to -3, well, that's +x times -3, so that's -3x. +5 FOIL to the +x, so that's +5x, and +5 FOIL to -3, so that's -15. Hey, guess what? Combining like term the 2 in the middle, so we keep the x squared and the -15. -3x plus 5x is actually +2x. Guess what? They are the same. So this is the factor form of the expression on the left. Okay. All right, let's do another example. Let's say we have the second example, x squared plus 11x plus 10. Same first step, set up a pair of empty parentheses. The first one we are going to look at is the first term of this expression, so x squared. The multiplicative factors of x squared is just +x and +x, so place them right there. The next term is the third term, +10. Two numbers that multiply together to give us back +10. And also added together to give us back +11. What are those two numbers? Well, for +10, we know can be written as, let's see, +5 times 2. But +5 times 2, +5 plus 2 is equal to +7. That's not the coefficient positive 11 that we are looking for. So it's not these two factors. These two are out. What about we try positive 10 times positive 1? Well, positive 10 times positive 1 is positive 10. And positive 10 plus 1 is equal to positive 11. Oops, sorry for that. Right there. Okay, so we try these two factors, positive 5 and positive 2, equals to positive 10. But when we add them together, equal to positive 11, not the second coefficient. I mean, positive 7, not the positive 11 that we are looking for. So we try two other factors of positive 10, which are positive 10 and positive 1 itself. They multiply together to give us back positive 10, but also added together to give us back positive 11, just like we are looking for. So hey, 10 and 1 go there. So to do some quick check, well, I'm not going to write out the word, I'm just going to do some mental math here. Okay, so if you would like to write out all the words, you're more than welcome to. When you do the quick check, you can do by forwarding, or you can do like, you know, that little box method or whatever that you guys have learned before. I think it looks something like this. And then you just put in a term, what, like, you know, this could be x and 10, there could be x and 1, and then you multiply them like that. I don't know, I usually don't use that method, but I like to FOIL it instead. So mental math to check. X forward to x, that's x squared. X forward to positive 1, that's positive x. 10 forward to x, that's 10x. 10 forward to 1, that's 10. So we got x squared. And then we got plus x, and then plus 10x, and then plus 10. Well, hey, keep the x squared, keep the 10, and then combining like term, these two. That's 11x. So, actually, no, so for my sloppy writing. So we know that's going to be x squared plus x plus 10x plus 10. Combining like term by keeping the x squared, keeping the plus 10, and just combine these two terms. We got plus 11x. Well, hey, guess what? This is the same as the equation we have. So this is the factor form of this expression.